Good morning, friends. So, I just recently had somebody ask me how I maintain my home with me being sick and then also having back issues. And my back issues can literally put me down for a while. So, they know that sometimes I can't hardly get around, and that's why they ask. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit of my past. I've got 3 children. They're grown. But back in the day when they were little, I worked and maintained the home and took care of the kids and did all that. Everything that I'm supposed to do. And I wasn't perfect by far. But what I did find was I never had time. Never was able to sit down after a day and just relax. Never was able to enjoy my evenings with my children because I was always busy. If I wasn't at work, I was at home and I was cleaning. And so one day I got fed up and I said, I'm going to try something new. And I wrote a list, something like this, and went ahead and went by my list. So let me go over this list with you guys. Every day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday through Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then so on, is the days that I do a heavier clean. Or I add something into it that doesn't necessarily need to be cleaned, but it needs to be spruced up. Okay, and then, each day has a room. Now, that doesn't mean that you let your whole house go, even though you're doing the kitchen on Monday. It just means that the kitchen gets a heavier clean than normal. So, on Mondays, I would do the kitchen, and that means pulling everything off the counter, wiping the counter down, putting things away, wiping the stove down, the refrigerator down, and then I would maintain the rest of the house. That means picking things up, wiping things down that needs to be wiped down. Like, you got a little kid and they spilled a little bit of milk. Well, you got to wipe it down. You can't just leave it all week. So that's just maintaining your home. So you're going to do the kitchen on Monday, but then you're gonna pick up in the dining room, the living room, the bathroom, the bedrooms, the stairs. The stairs, because you don't want nothing on the stairs. Stairs are dangerous anyways. And then, so you're gonna pick up everything before you go to bed. And that's the key right there to a good mood when you wake up. And I'll go over that in a minute. So Tuesdays, you're going to do the dining room. You're going to pick up. You're going to wipe the table down. Wipe your chairs down. You're just going to make sure that it's nice and clean. On Wednesday, you're going to do the living room. You're just going to pick up. You're going to make sure it's nice and clean. You're going to, go the extra mile for the living room and the dining room and the kitchen. The bathrooms, you're going to sterilize it. You're going to do the toilet, the tub, the sink. You're going to just sterilize everything and just kind of go through stuff. And I have found the bathroom and the kitchen takes me the longest. So that's on Thursday. Now, mind you, every day of the week, you're still maintaining your home. You're still picking things up. You're still doing things, but it's not as intense. The bedrooms are on Friday, and so are the stairs. The reason why I say that is because it's right before the weekend, and I like to make sure that pretty much everything's done by the time weekend gets here. So I change the sheets on my bed, and I wash them and hang them on a line. and then I dust it, and I sweep it, and just do everything that needs to be done. And then I sweep my steps, and I dust my steps, just because, you know, you need to. So, and the reason why I say I sweep and I dust and I mop is because everything kind of goes on that day. And so I just kind of go over everything. All the bedrooms get done. And it doesn't take me long, probably no more than 30 minutes. And then I'm maintaining my home, so within that 30 minutes I can have my whole house clean. And the only thing that I got to do all the time is dishes. So, you know, you got to dust. A lot of people dust once a week. I dust twice. Sometimes more. It just depends on the situation. But because I have plaster walls and I have dogs, the dust level is 100% extreme. And so I dust Monday and Friday. And I know that it's kind of close together, but I do try to make sure that, you know, throughout the week, that if I start seeing dust on anything, that I go ahead and I dust. Like, for example, over the summer, they were digging up the ground and they were putting new water lines, septic, I think it was water lines, in, and hydrants and all that, and the roads were messed up. So they had stone and dirt out there, or yeah, stone dust, whatever. And when people drove by, it kicked up a lot of dust. And I have my house open, so my house would get even dustier. So I ended up over the summer dusting every day. But most of the time, you know, Monday and Fridays or Tuesday and Fridays is just a really good times to dust. And you can pick those days, whatever suits you, you know. This isn't a, you know, you got to go by this list. This is just an idea for you to implement for you. Okay. Monday through Sunday I sweep, because people walk in and out. The dogs walk in and out, everything. So my floors get dirty, and I have to sweep daily to maintain them. That doesn't take long. I have a vacuum cleaner, and I just run my vacuum cleaner over it, and I'm done. I mop Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The reason why I mop on Friday and Monday is because, and they're so close together, is because the weekend. People are in and out. You have people over, your kids, dogs, whatever, and so it needs to be cleaned. So I pick up the house daily before I go to bed. And I do my dishes after each meal. Now, why do I do that? Well, first of all, when I go in the kitchen and I see a mess, that puts me in a bad mood. And not so much not angry, just, you know, because I don't want to have to see that, and I don't want to leave something like that dirty in my house. It just calls for bugs and just nastiness, and so I don't do that. And I pick up the house, you know, I pick up the stuff on the floors, on the tables. I don't like anything on my end stands or my table or my counters. I'm more of a minimalist. My husband's more of an eclectic collector. So I'm really, really, really stubborn about having stuff on my counters, my tables and stuff. So I make sure that there's nothing there. I make sure that if there's a water stain or whatever from a cup, that I clean it up. But I just maintain my home. And I also found that every time I got up, and if I did something, before you know it, it's done. So I do dishes after every meal. It keeps them from piling up, and I'm not standing there for 30 minutes. or longer doing dishes. I like to get them done. I have a dishwasher. I use that a lot, but I also wash them by hand. It just depends on how many dishes I got and what mood I'm in. I have found that this list works really well for me. Now we're going to get on to the laundry. Laundry, I hate laundry. I know a lot of people who do as well. Laundry is my Achilles heel. A lot of people's it's dishes. Me, it's laundry. So I do laundry. I have a small basket. It's a nylon type basket. It's just a small one. And I fill it up. And then I take it down and put it in my washer. And I wash it. And everything that we have is colored pretty much. Now if it's whites, I'll make sure that it's separated from it, but colors. And I'll take it down, put it in the wash. 30 minutes later, I hang it on a line. And around 3 o'clock, I usually do this at 6:30 in the morning. Around 3 o'clock, I take them off the line. I bring it in, fold it, put it away. And it doesn't take much time. If I use the dryer, which I have one, then it's 30 minutes wash, an hour to dry, and 15 minutes to put away. And that's because it's just a small load. I take my trash out daily. I usually have, you know, those small Dollar Tree, you know, trash bags. And when those are full, which usually they are once a day, I take it out and I put it in a regular trash bag and outside. What I'm doing is I'm keeping the trash out of my home. I'm maintaining my home. Therefore, keeping my home clean is a lot easier and it takes up a lot less of your time. If you're spending more than an hour a day cleaning your home, then you're doing something wrong. I even told my kids that if you're spending more than 45 minutes cleaning your home, you're doing something wrong. And you need to reevaluate your list, or maybe even if your kids are old enough, get them to help a little bit. It does not hurt them to dust. It doesn't hurt them to take trash out. It doesn't hurt them to maintain their bedroom. And it doesn't hurt them to put their clothes away. So they can even pick up after themselves. I didn't say make your kids a slave. They're not a slave, you know. But it is good to teach your kids how to cook and clean. So that way when they get out on their own, they know how to do that. They're not stuck depending on somebody to do that for them. So this is my list. This is how I do things. I made a list years ago and put it on my refrigerator for me to go by. And these little check marks right here is just what I would do when I wanted to remember that I did it. So, but you don't have to. The list is just for you to remember until you remember it without having to look. This list is something for you to go by. And you can make it different. You can do dining room on Mondays, or living room on Mondays, or bathrooms on Mondays, and kitchen on Thursdays. It's all up to you. It's all up to you what works for you, what works best. This is just an idea for you guys to have, just in case, you know, you want to do something like this, and try it. Let me know how it works out for you. Just don't let your laundry build up to the point you got 3-4 loads. You know, don't let your dishes build up to where you're standing there for 30 minutes. You want everything to be done and over with within 45 minutes on cleaning. Within 45 minutes. Because then you can spend the rest of the time with your kids or your husband or both, or a good book, or watch a TV show. It's whatever. So when anything that takes me more than an hour to do, I'm getting upset, because then there's something wrong and I need to adjust my list in my head, because I don't write this list anymore. I've done it so many times I remember it. You know, then I need to adjust something. Something has created more work for me than what it was, you know, recently. So then I sit there and go, what is it? What caused it? And what can I do to lessen the time I have to spend to do this? Now the yard, you know, back in the day, I used to let my kids go out and pick up the yard. You know, they never did the greatest work on it. I always, you know, they say that nobody does it as good as you, and it's pretty much, you know, right. You know, you see it how you want it, but nobody else does. So on Fridays, I would do my yard, and that's another video, because that's a lot of work. And usually I started around 9 in the morning, and I'm not done until about 3, between 2 and 3. And a lot of it's my fault, because I take my time. But Fridays is the day I do my yard as well, on spring, summer, and fall. So, okay, guys, I just hope this helps you, friends, and leave me a comment. You know, try it, tell me what you think, and hopefully that this can help you and eliminate some of your, you know, problems that you have at home. I don't know what your guys' problems are. I don't know if you have cleaning, you know, maintaining problems. I don't know if you have time management problems. I just know that I did. I had time management problems, and my house was always a mess. And I mean, because I couldn't keep up with it, because I was working. And, you know, so I ended up doing this list, and then things finally worked out for me, and I was extremely happy, because it's nothing like waking up to a fresh pot of coffee and also, you know, a clean house. All right, friends. Well, leave a comment. Let me know how you like it, and I will talk to you tomorrow.